The Seattle Seahawks revealed today that Charles Cross had successful finger surgery and that he will be back by week 1.
Helping your side out, big play. Oh,
You're
Jay,
in a
this
shitty
was
mood
your
today.
time. I don't know. I think it might have been a tie. I think there's a lot of energy right now. Here we go. Big play. And Joey, let's get it going one last time. Here we go. 12. Bring the noise. See. Make some noise.
All right, the fans are back, and they're in pads. It's getting harder and harder these days to tell if they're in pads or not, but I think so. Yeah, they are. You know, you have to look at the thighs. Before you have to look, you could see the shoulders, but those shoulder pads are so skinny.
You so hard. See.
You gotta see this Julian Love and Aiden Purdy working on tackling. See that he's going up there, hitting that dummy. So I really think with the Seahawks, the emphasis here is on tackling. And when you see this, this is how a team becomes, see, shed the blocker. This is how a team becomes one of the best defenses. The attention to detail in terms of, you know, shedding blockers, quickness. We've talked about the power. This is what you do when your aim is to be #1 defense and stopping the run. This is a similar drill to what we just saw over there. Again, it's pop up and shed the blocker. You know, you can see D-Law, well, Leonard Williams. Again, this is all intentionality about shedding the run, shedding a blocker so that you can get to the ball. I was gonna say this drill speaks for itself, but you see how they're sliding the dummy? Sorry. No, you can.
Ready. Go.
I'm gonna swing over here, Rod. Get out of your way.
They're hitting and they're hitting. Yeah.
Come on, get back in there. You know what he's doing.
Zach gets to do it again. No, Ken Walker.
There you go. Go. There you go. 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 Punch. Strike him now. Go. Punch. There we go. Ready. Go. There we go. Now, water up there. Here we go. Everybody there. 45 seconds. Outside. Wait for me to say, water up, Easton, you too. I still need that bag. Now we're going to go outside. Hey, I'm going to stop you. That means you got him to stop his feet. Now he's moving. Punch. One punch. Okay. Ready. Go. Set. Go. There we go. Ready. Set. Go. There we go. Set. Go. There we go.
Every year, something really special. Pretty sure we're the only ones around that have that. So some added crowd noise on purpose. So Sam was like, "Hey, is that you? Is that crowd noise on purpose?" No, but it was good work. Great practice. Longest practice so far. Physical, good stuff. A lot of situational work we're going through. All three units doing good stuff. So excited to watch the tape, and we're over halfway through this week, which is a critical week for us. So we'll look forward to putting an exclamation point on it tomorrow and Saturday.
Mike, what can you tell us about Charles Cross in this situation?
Yeah, so Charles had it's a dislocated finger, long and short of it. But we felt like it was a good opportunity to just fix it, so we didn't have to worry about it once it heals. So we're looking at a couple few weeks here. Expecting to be back before the San Francisco game, sometime between the Green Bay game and the first week. So we felt like this is a good opportunity to get him right.
Would have played with it.
Yeah, he wanted to keep playing, but once he kind of understood the timetable and kind of played the long game, it seemed like it made sense.
Mike, when you look at your schedule, where are you at right now? How are you feeling about whatever schedule you have and what's happening on the field?
Well, we're finishing up the install phase of really both sides of the ball. So the installs execution is probably better than expected, given this much scheme that's in, which is good. But we expect, as we start to circle back over the next week or so, to really be honing in on details and really oiled up, ready to go play a football game. I mean, you're always going to be adding wrinkles in here, but basically the nuts and bolts of everything that's in.
How excited are you about the reintroduction of the fullback into this offense this year with Clint?
It's great. It's great work for our defense. It has an element of physicality. Both guys are doing a great job. The short yardage stuff was fun to watch today. So yeah, it's really exciting. Bobby's doing a great job.
Looks like Josh Jones maybe gets more reps with the one left tackle. What do you thought about him?
We give some much needed flexibility. Look, we're not just bringing him in here to be a swing tackle. Like, go compete, go wear yourself a job, push Abe. Now there's an opportunity at left tackle where put your stamp on things.
Hey, Coach, you talked about maybe getting a little more solidified in the offense.
Yeah, but it's starting to come into focus a little bit. So, I think it's going to go through a preseason game or two. Can't complain about playing. It's probably going to go into preseason games, but it's coming into focus. He's been really intentional. You see his ability. Which is really great to see. That's obviously a great element of physicality. But you're right. I mean, those are the things that he knows he needs to work on. He has been working on them. Christian's right in there, and then Jalen's doing a great job too. So we got to get that figured out first. I think the thing about Byron that we have to remember was this guy was having a tremendous training camp last year, and then going into I think it was might have been the Miami or the New England game. is when he got when he got hurt again. And that's a tough thing to come back from, and play at a high level at the end of your rookie year. So still played at a high level, I thought, throughout the season, but he felt at kind of a different level that he's able to get to, and that's what gave us confidence of what he could become. I think he's doing that again, probably even to another level. Being here in the off season, I think was really helpful for him. I think he'd say that, and I think it's evident how hard he worked this summer, coming back in really good shape, and he's really becoming the player that we expected and had a vision for him. So we got to go make it happen now. But I mean, there's some times where I feel like this guy's singled in the run game or pass game, and he's been winning those battles. So it's been really good to see. Just what I told the team was this is how camp goes. This is how you get good. One side of the ball does some good things the next day, then the other side responds. We're not game planning each other, but it's how you execute. And then you gotta, who's gonna respond? Who's gonna come back? And that's what we've seen over the first week of practices. Today's short yardage offense got the better of the defense for the most part. It felt like, and so partly, frankly, it's just me preparing the defense the right way so we could play the right way in some of those situations. So I don't think that necessarily was put on the players, but it's great for us to know. Hey, next time short yardage comes up, we got to bring our A game so we can keep sharpening each other.
Beats and the Blue Angels.
It was. I didn't know Jake could run like that. That was pretty impressive. That was good. My money was on Keller. There was no money at stake, but my mental money was on Keller.
Hey, Mike, we talked to Ken Walker. I think it was Greg asked him, every offensive coordinator talks about running the ball. And Ken said this is the first time in practice he can see there's an intentionality and do the little things to run the ball. And can you just talk about the attention to detail you all are doing every day, every snap, to get to be a good running football team?
I think you kind of answered it based on the question. I think it's that simple. It's just, it's 1st and 10. You get an option to run or to throw it, and we're working on our run game. Again, we're still working on our run install, so it's not like everything. You have to rep these plays that are getting installed, and you got to do it in this scheme. You have to get those reps of understanding movement and IDing fronts and how you pick things up on the backside and how you handle front side movement. So you can kind of play as one in that. So you need reps, and you need unscripted reps, and you need scripted reps, and you need walkthroughs. It's a lot of detail, but once you get it, it should be pretty powerful. So I think it's great that Ken feels that, and the actions are backing up the words. Which is a few things going on. We're trying out a new pregame schedule, so we'll work through that. A lot of great situational work. So it's not like hey, start the clock at quarter-1, but we'll do an opening series situation. We'll do a 2-minute situation. We're going to play out an overtime. It's simulate an overtime towards the end of practice. And then it's a good opportunity to see the young guys kind of compete at the end of practice too. So we'll go about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. And be fun with all the 12s there. And hopefully we get a bunch of people to come out and spend some time with us and see the team operate. And it's a great opportunity for us to get used to our home game schedule, because it's a big emphasis for us this year, and we have 2 preseason home games too to kind of double down on it. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely just been implementing it a lot more and just attacking it from different ways. So definitely loving the scheme and what we got going on.
How much do you like this game, kind of the outside that they're talking about, putting in a lot more?
Yeah, it's good. We got that. We got a lot of different other stuff in there too. So just utilizing that to the best of our ability. But I really like it.
To the pads, when you put the pads back on the first couple of days, it'd be a little hectic, but as you get used to it and keep practicing and get better.
Where do you feel like you're at right now at this point in camp compared to a year ago? With the defense and just your body and just understanding what to expect?
I feel like where I'm at now, mentally wise, the game has slowed down a lot for me, so I'm able to pick up things faster, read things faster, read formations, and just to see my ops out there so I can take them. And also too, body wise, man, I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm fit. I'm just ready for the season.
What are you hearing from the OGs, Darren Reed and D-Law? How are they working with you?
Man, I try to
learn from them each and every day, you know, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, because, you know, they've been doing it for so long. They got so much experience, so much knowledge, so it be things that I don't see, you know. I ask them, you know, they give me tips and keys right away, you know, to help me play faster and help me improve my game. So I love them guys, man. I'm glad to have them.
What are you teaching Gray Zabel?
What I'm teaching Greg Zabel, man, I mean, we just competing, you know, each and every day. So, you know, I'm just trying to get them better, you know, get them ready too, get them ready for the season, get ready for, you know, guys that, you know, probably got the same body type as me, try to play like me, so just have them ready, have them prepared.
What do you notice about him? Anything impress you about him?
Man, he's a great player. You know, I like him. I think that was a great pick. That was a great move. I feel like he's gonna be a special player.
Byron, Jaron stood up there last week and tripled down, calling you strong as shit.
Yeah.
What kind of reaction do you have to that?
Man, I'm just trying to, you know. I mean, I am strong, but I'm just trying to be the best player I can be. Just trying to be the best version of myself each and every day I come out here.
Coach said that last training camp you really impressed, obviously, before getting hurt, you know, early in the season. Is training camp where, you know, you shine and you prove that, you know, you have a place to be here on the team?
Most definitely, you know, training camp is real, you know, real serious. This a time when you come out here and trying to prove the coaches, you know, show the coaches what you can do, you know, each and every day. Whether it's, you know, for me, for example, like my position where, you know, stopping the run, pass rush, you know, all them things. So, yeah, just really coming out here and try to prove the coaches that I can play. I'm that guy.
What do you expect from yourself in year two?
Say it again?
What do you expect from yourself in year two?
You know, just to be more dominant, you know, make more plays, you know, just take a bigger role in the defense. You must study your team, study the team that you're going against, and especially your opponent. Like, you gotta know them. You gotta know your opponent to the team in order to be successful on the field. Oh yeah, it's very much different because, you know, now we got a new OC, so it's more like, you know, outside zones, you know, flat zones. So it's different, but, you know, I'm getting used to it, you know, playing the block. So, you know, I feel like also too it's helping me, you know, because other teams do that as well. So I feel like, you know, it's helping me go in the right direction as well.
Hey, Byron, going back to Corbin's question on how you study your opponent, that's important. Does that change in year two? Like how you now study that? Is there nuance you pick up from year one to year two?
Oh, yeah, most def. It changed because, you know, going in, you know, year one, me personally, I feel like last year, even though I studied my opponent, I feel like I was just playing off instinct and everything. But now going into year two, it's like I just see more things. You know, I'm looking at you know, guys' movements. You know, I'm looking at do they put their hand down on certain downs or not? Do they knee move first? You know, before the ball snap. You know, all that. You know, all things. I'm looking at everything. So I'm ready for year two.
All right, as you can see, the team was back in pads. The fans were here. It was an early practice, so man, it's done and dusted, and it's, you know, and it's before 2 p.m., so that's a good thing. And then you heard from Mike McDonald just talk about where they're at in this process. I thought it was interesting. He said they've been talking about install right now. Up next then there's the implementation and the execution. You heard from Byron Murphy talking about those things that he learned from year one to year two, film study, and the young man said that he is ready for year two, and he's having a stellar training camp, and he's a little bit thinner if that's possible. He's one of the strongest guys on the team, but you can see that he's focused, he's learned a lot, and that he's having a great training camp because he is expecting a breakout year in year two. A lot of the great players in the NFL, that's what happens. They'll go from year one to year two, and then of course that astronomical jump in year three, but let's not, we'll wait a little bit on that. And then speaking of jumps, you heard from Zach Charbonnet. He's another one, another player here who I think is going to have a big year. Ken Walker, I think, is going to be head and shoulders above, but I think Zach Charbonnet is going to provide that depth. He's going to provide that relief that's needed if you're going to run the ball well, and this is something that the Seahawks are doing. They are paying attention. They are practicing every play, every rep, and Ken Walker talked about that. He said, you know what? Look, I now see it. This is the first time in all these years that we've talked about running the ball that we're actually practicing it every play in terms of, an offense. We're practicing the run. We're doing the nuances and everything else. But as for the practice today, I would say the center position struggled. Jalen Sundell, Oluwatumi, they all, Christian Haynes, they all had the yipes at center today. And I don't know. I mean, they had a couple, botched snaps. I think Haynes snapped one over Drew Lock's head there during the team scrimmages. But it's like with all practices, that center position, I'm clumping them all together. They self-corrected and ended up having a decent practice. And then on the practice itself on the defense, the Marion Williams, he had an interception, and so did Nick Emenwari. Emenwari did one of those amazing catches. It was a Jalen Milrow pass on the sideline there, and it wasn't a bad pass. It was more of a Emenwari's his speed, height, and then his arm strength just picked off the pass on the sideline there, just showing again his athletic ability and what this team expects from him. And overall, I think that you heard Mike McDonald say the same thing. To me, what stood out was in the short yardage. The short yardage offense won the day over in the short yardage offense against the defense. And again, those things are important, as Mike said, and you go back and forth. Short yardage wins today. Next time they play, he said, it'll be reminded to the short yardage defense, hey, we got our butts kicked. I'm paraphrasing here. Let's be ready. And those are the things you pay attention in practice, you pay attention in training camp, because it'll pay dividends when you play, when it gets real. So when you see that 3rd down and 1 and then you break it, it starts here. It really starts here. And that's what you're seeing here from the Seahawks' attention to detail. And then Mike McDonald talked about the Fan Fest. And, it's going to be more situational. And he said, I hope the fans come out, and it'll be, I think it's more exciting for the fans. This is something that's different from last year. So there it is. And the Blue Angels were here, and, Mike McDonald, there's no better setting in terms of when the Blue Angels are here. You can't complain about the Blue Angels, and, shout out to Seafair as well. But as for the Seahawks, it was a crisp morning practice. From the VMAC and Rented, I'm Osvita Mara for the CascadiaSports.net report. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing.